Well, today we're going to mojo up a shepherd's pie. Now, I know this is not a true shepherd's pie. This is just my interpretation. So before you start casting them stones, remember, I live in a rubber house. Now, get you a Boston butt. I just happened to get mine from Porter Road because, happy pigs and Tennessee pigs are the best. And just season her up with whatever you've got. I'm just using the new salt, pepper, garlic blend that I've been working on. We're going to let her set and sweat in. Then, it was a little dark this morning, so we didn't get to putting on the smoker. But we did get to taking off the smoker at about 2.5 hours in at 300 degrees. Now remember, wear the proper PPE when handling hot food. You could burn yourself. There we have it. Let's get her inside. We're going to wrap her up. And we're going to use butcher paper today because we can. I want to keep that bark. I want to get the full flavor. So, mojo tip of the day, wet that paper down with something, vinegar or water, and it will make it fold a lot easier. Let's get her back out on the Outlaw, still at 300 degrees, and cook her to internal of 200.7. Now let's get her in that poor man's Cambro and let her rest for a couple hours. While we rest, we've got to eat. I'm going to get some of these beef sticks that also come from Porter Road, made with 14-day dry-aged beef. Alright, so when you order the butt, order this. Mighty fine eating. Alrighty, let's move on to the next step. That's going to mean let's get us a 12-inch skillet and that recipe that you come up with last night and start cooking. We're going to start out with a couple of dollops of bacon grease. And here we have 8 ounces of white mushrooms that I've diced up a little. Get them in there. Let's roll them around for about 4 or 5 minutes. They get a little color. Here we have about a medium onion diced up. Here we have about 14 of those little baby carrots because I didn't want to mess with no full-size carrots. We're just going to cook them for, about 8 minutes or so till we get this color right here. They've softened up. Clear you out a spot in the middle. 1 more dollop of that bacon fat and 5 cloves of that there vampire deterrent. After about a minute of wallering them around in there, you'll smell that good old fragrant garlic. We're going to add in 2 tablespoons plus another tablespoon or so of Worcestershire. And instead of tomato paste, we're using barbecue sauce because, this is kind of a barbecue channel. Stir around, get her all mixed in. Now it's time to make the gravy. We're going to put in about 2 tablespoons all-purpose flour. Get that mixed in to where, cook the rawness out, about 2 minutes or so. Then we're going to add liquid. That's about 3/4 cup beef broth. And I picked up this here soda at the candy shop the other day. It's called McFuddy Pepper Elixir. It says it is infused with luck, and I need all the luck I can get. We're going to add in about 3/4 cups of that. Let me tell you, this is like a souped up Dr. Pepper. But use what you want. You might want to use one of them fancy Irish beers, whatever you want to do. Let her simmer around for 5, 6, 7, 8 minutes until you get this little trail when you pull your spoon through it. Give her a taste. Make sure everything's good. And I think we need another tablespoon of Worcestershire sauce. A couple smidgens of salt. Get her mixed in. And let's move on to the next step. And that's going to be about 1.5 pounds of that great pulled pork that you made earlier in the day. Once you mix her up, you say, that's a little dry. We're going to add just a little more of that luck infused liquid and about a cup of frozen corn. I think that's all the ingredients. Let's get her patted out pretty even and stick her back here on the back. Let her cool down a little while we make us up some taters. Alright, this is 3 pounds of russet potatoes. We got to salt that water. They say make it taste like seawater. And boil them around till they do this. That means they're ready to mash. I'd like to tell you a time, but I don't know. Let's just say, 20 minutes. That'll work. Here we have a cup of cream and a stick of that Irish butter. Let's add just a little bit at a time and mash around until you like the consistency of the taters. Everybody likes them a little different. Some runnier, some not. Add you some salt because everything needs salt. Here we're going to add about 1/3 of a cup of freshly shredded Colby Jack cheese. Gotta have the garlic, because, wouldn't be a mojo without the garlic. Some fresh ground, smoked, 4 medley pepper. And here we're going to bring in the stunt double. We're going to fill us up a bag with them taters. And we're going to make this here. Oh, I forgot. Let's add about another third of a cup of that Colby Jack to the top. Then we're going to make it pretty with these pretty little rosettes of mashed potatoes. Make sure you spread them out evenly so they look good. And, okay, maybe, dadgummit. Well, let me take back over here. Here's what we did, real quick. We got this. We got our taters. We just kind of bloop, 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 bloop all over the top. We smoothed her out with this spoon here. And we add a little more salt because the wife says taters need more salt. We put more pepper on the top. Then you remember this there ground up Mojo finishing dust? We used it on the top to add color. Alright, let's take her back out to the Outlaw, which I've got up to 350 degrees. Just stick her in the middle for about, I'm going to say, 30 minutes. Now to get everything warmed back up, here we have it. Look at there. That looks pretty daggone good. And but there's one thing I could do, I think, make it look a little better. Let's pull out the old flamethrower. There's links at the bottom of this thing. You can even get 10% off. And let's fire this baby up. Now, she's looking right. We can stop here. I'd be happy because I think I achieved what I wanted. But I got some of these freshly dried, bottled up chives I'm going to put on here because we're fancy like that. There you have it. Piggy Pie. Let's get some out to taste it. I did notice here, maybe we should let it rest for about 15-20 minutes, sort of thicken back up. But I couldn't wait. I was hungry. So let's get her out here and let's look at it. Everything's looking mighty fine. We got some color. And the taste, let me tell you, this didn't even surprise me. I wasn't sure how it was going to work out. But it is good. So this St. Patty's Day, make you this right here. Guarantee you, you'll be impressed too. Alrighty. I appreciate you guys, and Mojo is out.